Hi everyone. For this research project, I was assigned the toxin Anthrax toxin. Anthrax toxin comes from the gram-positive bacteria Bacillus anthracis. More specifically, it comes from their endospores. There was a vaccine developed by Max Stern in 1937, but it is mainly a disease found in herbivores, such as livestock and cattle and pigs and sheep. The way humans generally contract it is through interacting with an infected animal or infected animal product. And they get the endospores into their system through an open wound, some form of injection, inhaling the endospores, or ingesting contaminated or infected animal products such as food or beverage. The anthrax toxin is a 3-part pore-forming exotoxin, and it is also a super antigen. So it has 2 A subunits and 1 B subunit. And the edema factor, which is one of the active components of the anthrax toxin, is what makes anthrax toxin a super antigen because it causes an excessive response from the immune system. So the protective antigen, or the binding subunit, is the delivery mechanism of the toxin. It's a single protein chain that, when clipped or damaged from a host protease, can form a 7-sided ring with other protective antigens from the anthrax toxin, and bind to the cell's surface. Once bound to the cell surface, it is thought to be pore forming, so it forms a pore through the cell surface, allowing for the 2 active subunits to enter into the cell. The receptors that the antigen seems to bind to are the tumor endothelial marker 8 and the capillary morphogenesis gene 2. And these receptors are thought to control the homeostasis of the extracellular matrix. So the 2 active components are toxic enzymes. They're called the edema factor and the lethal factor. The edema factor attacks signaling functions of the cell and can convert up to 2,000 ATP into CAMP per second, which signals a large release of cytokines, which is why we believe that the edema factor is the cause, one of the major reasons why anthrax toxin is a super antigen. The lethal factor inactivates kinases by cleaving the MAP kinase family, and it leads to apoptosis. So both of these active components cause an imbalance in the cell and target the immune system to take out macrophages and neutrophils. Symptoms and health effects of anthrax. So, according to the CDC, anthrax symptoms seem to vary depending on how the infection occurs. It can take anywhere from 1 day to 2 months for symptoms to appear. And if left untreated, anthrax can lead to severe illness and or death. Luckily, it can be treated using antibiotics that are dependent on a patient's medical history and a few antitoxins, which are generally combined with the antibiotics. So, as previously mentioned, symptoms seem to depend on the way somebody contracted anthrax. So if somebody's got anthrax through injection, they would generally experience fever and chills, blisters and sores, and abscesses around those sores. If somebody contracted anthrax through skin lesions or open wounds, they would generally first experience small bumps and blisters that may or may not itch. Shortly after those blisters, they're probably going to start having seeing sores appear either on their face, neck, arms, or hands. And generally, they will experience swelling around those sores. If somebody were to ingest or consume contaminated products, food products, beverage products, with the Bacillus anthracis endospores on them, they would generally experience symptoms like fever and chills, sore throats and hoarseness, abdominal pain or swelling, diarrhea and nausea/vomiting. And if somebody were to inhale those endospores and contract anthrax that way, they would generally experience fever and chills, shortness of breath and or chest discomfort, nausea and or vomiting, extreme fatigue, and body aches. And that is my presentation. Thank you.